What's up, everybody at home? My name is Justa Dada, and welcome to episode number 1 of season 4 of Izinja zeGame, proudly powered by MTN FC, as you know. Our guest today played for over 350 top flight games.
Yeah.
And not everybody can do that.
And not everyone knows that.
Hardly says a lot, but he was a beast on the field. He used to break a lot of people's ankles.
Hi, bo.
A lot of people, used to complain halftime, but I the blue eye. Because, I think he liked it every time they got a free kick or a corner kick. Started his career with 7 stars in Cape Town. Went to Hellenic. And obviously, a living legend for one of the teams that has sold their status, which is a problem in South Africa. A lot of people are complaining about that. As you know, that SuperSport has sold their status to another big giant that was sold years ago. We're going to talk about that. I mean, he stayed at SuperSport for 9 years. Just shy of 10 years. Living legend, but he never got the credit that he deserved. Represented Bafana Bafana 20 times. But I think, he might tell me that, maybe he deserved to be there, to have more caps. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Ricardo Katza! What up, my boy?
I'm good.
Welcome,
all
Sonny.
good. All good. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good. It's nice to see you. You're looking good, though.
Ah, man,
Hey?
Yeah.
I'm giving you your flowers.
Yeah.
The ones behind you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Don't be saying that because the ladies are going to start saying a whole lot of... What's up, bro? What you been up to, man?
No, I'm good. I've been with my family.
Yeah.
I'm a family guy. I try to be present in my family, in my family life, and I've also been at the King's College in Bryanston as the head of sports.
This guy.
So that's where I've been in the last 4 years.
Head of sport, isn't everything or just football?
No, everything.
Even hockey, but you never even played
there's
hockey.
There's netball, there's cross country, there's swimming, there's cricket, there's football, there's netball, there's anything, softball. Yeah. I
mean, what's the connection between you and that school? I mean, I would think that you'd be a producer at SuperSport, or you'd be at SuperSport United coaching the youngies. Now, King's College comes through and they see the importance of you having you there at the school, and obviously they want to do well in sports, and them giving you that opportunity. How did that come about?
Yeah, look, also before I came to the King's College, I was at Grey College for 4 years. So known as a rugby school. So they brought me into just the structures. The foundation was laid, but I just put in the structures, and I was there for 4 years. So I left SuperSport in April 2018. Yeah, after 16 years being at SuperSport. 9 years. Yeah, it's about 15 years I left.
This is a player that when we talk about SuperSport, I know they talk about Dane Clayt.
Yeah.
But when I talk about SuperSport, I'll start with you. Because come on. You know what I mean? You won trophies for them.
Yeah.
You did a lot of stuff for them.
Yeah.
And then you leave them. Didn't you get an offer there or something?
Look, I think when you work hard, or when you work, I try and read the Bible and I try to live by it. The Bible says we will eat the fruits of our labor. So when you work hard and you see that there's no fruit coming, then something is wrong, So towards the end, just before I left, I was just feeling that I'm working, but I'm not being recognized for the work that I'm doing, and I wanted to grow. So when I left, I wasn't angry. There wasn't anger. I just felt like I needed to move on a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's when I applied for the job at Grey College as a director of soccer. Because it's Afrikaans.
Yeah.
And then and I think that changed my whole outlook on life. It wasn't the sports; it was also education. And I think with my boys, I've got 3 kids: Chloe, it's a girl, and then Aiden and Ryan. So the 2 boys were in the school and Chloe was next door. So it was a family move.
I see what you're saying.
Yes, and then I realized, there's a balance between the two.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
And you can do both at the same time, at the high level.
So like, but did anybody from the school and be like, yo, dad, like, we know you used to play soccer. I know the teachers sometimes do that to me. Like, do you wanna come and coach? I'm like, I'm too playful, bro, to be a coach.
Yeah.
But how's that transition though? Like, you like now as a player suddenly boom. Like, you obviously have to find a way to get that paycheck.
Yes.
16 years of your career, let's say 20 years of your career, you were guaranteed a check.
Yeah.
And suddenly you got 3 kids that you gotta look after, that you gotta pay the fees for. You still need to pay that car, still need to pay for that, like, that bond. Like, what changed? And like when you were sitting and be like, I need to go out and look for that check. How was that? Was that difficult? And what actually like pushed you to do that?
I think it started when I signed my last contract for SuperSport. I think it was 2010.
Yeah.
Yeah, around about 2010, 2009, 2010. I took a little bit less money and I added a coaching course in the UK. So I did an international coaching license. I added that into my contract, took a little, because I always knew I wanted to coach. So, and I also realized that if you're done playing football and you go out into the business world, people are going to look for qualifications. They're not just going to go for your name.
Yeah.
So I just wanted something. So in 2014, I got a chance to go and do this in the UK, international coaching license. I just want to backtrack a little bit.
Okay, yeah, that's okay.
Because when I got married in 2005, my wife was Adelaide. She was at home for about a couple of weeks. And I said to her, but perhaps when I met you, you were studying or you were working as an HR. So you were studying HR. And I said to her, you're not going to be one of those that's going to sit at home, because one day we might need your salary, So, and she started to work. And when my career was going up, hers was also slowly, steadily going up. And when mine was going down, hers was on the up. So when I retired in 2012, when you retire, that like May, you get so much money, and then June, it's
nothing at all.
It's like nothing almost nothing.
Yeah.
And the good thing for us was that we didn't live a flashy lifestyle. We were not like that. So we could manage. So when my salary got from whatever I was earning to like 15% of what I was earning, we could depend on her salary. So I think that was a good decision that we've made way back in 2005 when we got married, and we've been married now for 20 years.
You're still there, bro. Like,
yeah, still with her.
So you like, that 1% that survives. A lot of football players, once they retire,
it's not
like,
easy,
they let go, bro.
It's not easy.
Once the money's not there, like, most of those boys, like, yeah. So I mean, that's a special woman, like, that recognizes that, you've done so much. When she was not doing anything, you did everything.
Yeah.
Now she understood now that she needed to carry you now.
Yeah.
A lot of people can't do that.
Yeah. So also, the 20 years, if we go deeper into our story, there was moments when we wanted to give up. There was moments, there was a time when I actually gave up. And thank God that she managed to hold on when I was letting go. And I think that if I sit here and just tell you that no, marriage life is nice, that's a lie. You can listen to anyone's story. There's always a story, But I'm grateful that we stuck together, and that we maintained this. Hard times do come, like in anything, But I'm grateful that I managed to hold on. There's 2 things that I wanted when I was done playing football. I always said that when my career is finished, I still wanted to have a relationship with God. Because before I started playing, I had a relationship with God. I got born again before I played. I got born again in 96.
Yeah.
And I started playing in 98. So, and then I said the second one, I wanted to have my own family still when I'm done. And I still have those 2 things. So I'm so grateful.
Yeah.
And really grateful that I still have it, because I could have also been another guy.
Yeah. I mean, that's something that you wanted.
Yeah,
but you might want something, but the person next to you might be looking at other, other things.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's good. How important is it to choose like the right partner for the young ones that are growing up now, to choose the right person at a young age?
I think when I remember our first date, when we went on our first date, she offered to pay part of the meal. And I knew like this one I was on to. She offered.
Okay.
And then, that was like back in 1999, and then we started dating. And I think what's important is that we always hear our moms and dads that's been praying for us. I don't know if you've heard that mom is praying for you.
Yeah.
I think at the time when I wanted a wife, I prayed and I said, God, please show me someone that I can date, and then she will become a wife. And it was Adelaide, So also when I met her, she wasn't flashy. She wasn't after me because I was a footballer.
Yeah.
She wasn't after. She just like I was some.
I mean, you didn't have money then, like
I didn't have money, because I just started.
So what was 7 Stars, right?
It was 7 Stars.
7 Stars, yeah.
Did you know I played for Avondale?
No.
In the first division, yeah. So from 7 Stars, I went to Ajax Cape Town.
Yeah.
And then I became big-headed.
Yeah.
And then I was told by John Cometers that he doesn't need me, and I went to Avondale. I played there for 6 months.
This guy.
Yeah, and I had to get to training by myself. I had to train in my own kit. And that's when I realized, I can actually make a living out of this, but I need to work for it.
That was like, what, 97,
that was
98?
That was also 98, 99, 99 years.
Oh, 99 that's before 7 Stars, like, so you, like, picked you up.
Yeah, so it was 7 Stars first.
Yeah.
And then Ajax, Cape Town was Cape Town Spurs, and 7 Stars that combined.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Yes. And so John Cometers was there, and Rob Moore was there. And then before I left for Hellenic, I was at Avondale.
Which team like came up with a lot of youngies? Like, was it Hellenic? Was it that came up with a lot of young ones, talent, that scouted a lot of talent?
Yeah, it was Hellenic. It was Hellenic.
Okay. So Hellenic was better than Cape Town Spurs.
Yeah, they had that team that played the Colts. They used to call it the Colts.
Yeah.
It
We started
under 19s,
under 19s. Like, I know, back in the days, under 19s, it was a difficult team to get into.
Hellenic and Spurs was at the top of producing those guys.
So when they selected you, you were like what? When they selected by then, then you were that age, right? You were playing for the Colts.
20 years. No. You
already
know that I retired when I was 14, eh? I stopped playing football when I was 14. I started when I was 12.
Yes.
And then I stopped when I was 14. And then for 2 or 3 years, I just got involved in a lot of things.
What's that? Let's talk about that. You stayed. You were in the Kinkasi. What is that Kasi? Cape Flats, bro.
Yeah, Cape
so
Flats,
you got into some nonsense there. What was going on, bro?
And it wasn't actually peer pressure. It was just I made a decision because in my group of friends, I was the last one to smoke. I was the last one to drink. I was the last one to. But then I was the best at it.
What do you mean you were the best at it?
No, I went all out. I went all out.
Because you started late.
I started late, and then I would be that guy that would drink and then not know where you wake up once or twice, and then also go home. And
at 14, this guy.
Yeah, 14, 15. That is before I got born again. So I was part-time a gangster. I'll explain to you what part-time means.
Yeah. Let's hear this, bro.
So when it was nice, I was in front, but as soon as there was a fight, I was at the
back. Okay. You were the loud one.
I ran away.
When you argue, you're the loud one, but when the guns come out,
when it was coming, I was the one.
Was it that rough, bro? Like, so you were. I know that's back in the day. Were you carrying a gun back in the days when you were that?
I think before it went over to that part and over to hard drugs and hard things, that's when God plugged me. He took me out. And I've got friends that actually went on in that ways, and some of them passed, and some of them today still, if you see them, it's not the same people.
Who's this uncle, bro? Like, I know, like, your uncle, was it like on the side of your mom's?
Yeah,
your mom's side? He's the one who said, come back, Baba. So it's like 4 years later after you left football.
Yeah, so what happened was, like I said, 29 December 1996, I got born again. It's a Sunday morning. I was staying with my dad, that's Muslim. So my dad is Muslim. Yeah. Obviously, when you get born again, you read the Bible. So what I did was I was hiding the Bible under my pillow. So during the day, I would go out, come back, and then at night, when everyone sleeps, I'd take my Bible out and then go read in the toilet and come back. And then one day, my dad confronted me with the Bible, Muslim dad, and he said, "Hey, dude, what's going on here?" I said, "No, I came out to Jesus." And obviously, in a Muslim home, you can't bring the Bible.
Yeah. And your grandmother's Christian, your dad is Muslim.
Yeah, my mom is Christian, and it was so.
Is it mom? That's your mom.
So my mom is Christian, and my grandparents on her side is all
Christian.
And from my dad's side, I'm his only child.
Yeah.
I've got 2 siblings from my stepdad, which is Pam and Terene.
Yeah.
So obviously I was in between the two houses, but when I got older, I was more on my dad's side because I could get away with a lot more things from that side. On the other side, they were
the gangsterism.
Yeah, because all my friends was there.
Yeah.
So, and then when I made that decision, and then what happened was for those, so I said, Dad, as much as I love you, I've decided that I've accepted Jesus. And then I went to my cupboard. I remember I took 2 plastic bags, all the clothes that could fit in there, I put it in there. And then my grandma stayed about a kilometer away, and I took my bags and I walked. And when I got there, I opened the door, and they saw me. They said to me, we were praying for this day that you would come back. And I didn't know they were praying for me. And then that is where I started growing. So I wasn't playing football anymore. That's the other thing. I wasn't playing football.
4 years, nothing, just smoking, drinking, selling drugs. God, no, hopefully you didn't kill nobody then.
No.
I know you can't say live or whatever.
No.
But you
I
went
got
through
out.
a lot of stuff for those 4 years.
Yeah, so it's a lot of things. I think also one thing that opened my eyes was we were sitting on one Friday night. We were sitting in a bungalow, like a windy house type of thing.
Yeah.
With one of our close friends in the area, but he was like a big gangster.
Yeah.
You know, and then we were the last 2 people. Me and my friend Nathan was the last 2 people to see this guy because we were him. So then one of his friends, that's on the opposite side of the gangs, came to fetch him like a friend. Like coming to fetch you as a friend.
Like, so let's go. And
that was the last night that we saw him. He got stabbed like more than 50 times. We found him on the beach the next day. And now I was concerned about my life because I was thinking that these guys that came to fetch him they saw us, seeing them.
So
that also then, like, these guys are going to come back for us. And maybe, so that also opened my eyes, you know. So, and then fast forward, 1998?
And 8, yeah.
Yeah, towards the end of the year, my uncle Clive Katza, from my mom's side, my mom's brother, he then drove past Greenpoint Stadium. At the time, Seven Stars was training. He stopped, he got out, told Gavin Hunt, there's a boy at home that wants to play football. What a lot of people don't know, Sadie, I never wanted to be a footballer. I never wanted to play football. That was never on my radar. I didn't know what football was. I didn't know the people in football. I didn't want to play football. And then at the time, I was playing now for the church team on a Saturday. It's a striker, scoring goals.
7-day Adventist, were you going to church on Saturday? That's 7-day Adventist.
No, so on Saturday I was playing and Sunday I was in church.
Oh, okay,
you know, so and then he said, I've organized your trial at 7 Stars. Anyways, I go as a
Pause
striker.
there. Did you know that you were good then? You were a striker, ne?
I was a striker.
As a young, you played as a striker.
Let me tell you, so I went on trial as a striker. I didn't touch the ball. Probably 2-3 times. Because I was playing against Caetano Tembo and those guys. I didn't know them.
Remember, you tried with the first team?
I tried with the first team, yes.
This guy, took my chance.
So then I left. The Sunday I left. Because I didn't know what it was. I didn't want to play. Anyways, Kevin then called me back on the Wednesday.
So Gavin was a coach then at
7 Stars.
At 7 Stars, yeah.
So he called me back on the Wednesday. He said to me, you look like Patrick Vieira. That's what he said. I was like, I don't even know who's that. Who's that? Anyways, lanky, Anyways, go play in the midfield. You see that guy there, the guy with the dreadlocks.
Who is he talking about?
He says his name is David Matisse. I was like, okay. So I said, what do you want me to do? He said, no, just go mark. Let's make sure he doesn't get the ball. And that was one of the best games that I've played in my career that wasn't recorded. The next day I signed as for 7 Stars.
Hey, Baba. Hi, Kevin.
Kevin, I signed the next day. A 6 months contract started in December. For 6 months till the end of that season, I signed 6 months contract.
I'm gonna go back to how much was the salary?
Yo,
let's talk about. I like talking about
2,500.
Yeah, 2,500. See,
close before tax. It
the
was
old,
2-3.
The guys OGs, bro, 2.5.
2.5. Full-time professional. I left the city council. I was working with the city council in this time.
Yeah.
I left the city council and I signed 2,500 a month.
Let's talk about. I realized that a lot of guys that come through here, there's a few coaches that they mentioned. And these coaches have done, as much as I know, not everybody would like them, but 90% of the players that come here, I realize that we know them because of this coach. And you mentioned Gavin Hunt, bro.
Yeah.
Like, what is it about that guy?
I think what Gavin has taught me in life is that when you're in the game, be in the game. Don't be in the game and then your mind is somewhere else. So Gavin has taught me how to win. When we won the league, there's 1 or 2 games we would win 3-0, but any other game was 1-0, 2-1, coming from behind, you know. And Gavin has taught me to win games, how to win games. That, yes, you want to be fancy, but he's taught me how to win games. Like, this is how you win games. You go and you best people. You forget about those people that says, no, it's boring. You're kicking the ball. He said, no, there was a way. He taught me how to win.
Yeah.
And we won 3 league titles with him.
As an individual, what type of coach is it? I know that, obviously, like before SuperSport was being sold, and they were fighting for relegation last season and whatever. And then, he left the job. He was not happy.
Yeah.
At SuperSport, and we know now he's coaching. What is it?
Durban City.
Durban City, yeah. But as an individual, as a human being, like, what is he like? What is it about this guy, bro? I mean, I know he's been there, almost like he coached like almost like 1,000 games.
1,000 games, yeah, 1,000+ games. Yeah,
that's crazy, bro. Like, I can't even last like 10 games. You know what I mean? But like, is he a good person? Is he a good coach? Does he know talent? What is it about, man?
The nice thing about Kevin is that you would identify, like if you look at the team last year, the team that was coached before he left, there was a lot of youngsters that came through. That's the nice thing about him. He's not scared of playing youngsters.
Yeah.
He'll give a lot of youngsters chance to play. And I think also with Coach Gavin, he used to, it wasn't about the big names. He would bring guys through that just, quiet guys that would do the job for him.
Yeah.
And bring them, and then he would pull them into machines, and then they would go in and win things for him. So, very straightforward.
No manga pins, no 20 touches and whatever.
I remembered when he just came to SuperSport. Training was starting at 8. And then he said, no, people say, no, you can be there at 1:45. But one morning I drove in, it was 7:30. Kevin was on the field with the balls ready, waiting for us. It was like, oh, now you feel like you're late, but you're not.
Yeah.
And I realized, okay. And then when we started working with him, it's like, oh, okay. Yeah, you're going to have to work hard. And I think for me, that's what I love about him. Hard worker.
Yeah.
He will get the best out of you. He will make you work hard.
Remember your first game? Your first professional game?
First professional game was against Valpros. The coach was Jeff Butler. I played left wing.
Jeff Butler.
I went as a striker, signed as a midfielder. I played left wing my first game, 75 minutes. We won the game 3-1.
Hey, Baba, like you played as a left wing.
Yeah.
Rico.
And then my second game was at left back because Dylan Seppert broke his ankle.
Yeah.
Oh no, he got a red card.
Yeah.
This is the red card. He got a red card when he played against SuperSport here. Came back, I played as a left back. My six games for 7 starts, and I got best young player of the year with Dylan Seppert. I said the word.
Were you that quick? Why would they be playing you as a winger?
I
know you were.
I was quick.
Aye, Rico, come on. You were just not. You were fast.
Have you ever gone past me?
No, I wouldn't come to you because you kick everything.
Yeah, have you ever gone past me?
You kicked everything, bruh. You at the back. I was always on the side. I saw a lot of guys that played with you, like in the day, like solemn faces. You were like that rough center back. No, you were that. I didn't want to. Me, I just got onto the corner, whipped in the ball in the cross, like in the box for my strikers to fight with you and whatever. Yeah. But how was that? Like, did you, what you said the first game was what?
Val Professionals in Atlant Stadium. We won 3-1. I played 74 minutes my first game.
Yeah.
Second game was at left back. My first TV game was against Pirates. We won 2-0.
Yeah.
At Atlant Stadium. And yeah, I played for 6 games, and then I went to Cape Town Ajax. That was mighty Cape Town Ajax.
Yeah.
Oh, now you're wearing suits.
Yeah, I remember. I remember you guys used to wear suits and whatever. Yeah.
And then the next thing, poof, first division. I was let go to the first division at Avondale.
Yeah.
And then when I got back from Evendale from the loan, I remembered that morning they were passing out kit in the, kit for the year.
Yeah.
And they skipped me. I had 1 year left. They skipped me. And then someone said that, oh, if you don't get kit, the boss wants to see you. It's like, but I've got 1 year left. I signed 3 years with Hellenic.
Hellenic, yeah. You were there though for 2 seasons, right?
3 seasons.
3 seasons.
Yeah.
And then how did that move to SuperSport come through?
So
from Hellenic, yeah.
Coach Pitso and Stan Matthews was in the stands. They came to watch me against Santos. You remember Mark Itia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, that big guy. Aye. So you defended against...
So this is what happened.
Let me hear this.
So they came to watch me play against him. So anyway, in the whole game, I was marking him. I've got 3 strengths that I've always built my career on. It was I'm a hard tackler.
Yeah.
I could pass the ball and I could header. Those were the 3 things that I did. Yeah. So obviously the one time I passed him on, he headed the ball back and they scored. So the next day, I got to meet Pitso Mosimane. I didn't know who Pitso was. Still remember, I'm still coming from not wanting to play football, whatever. Didn't know who people was, and then I had a meeting with
Based
Pitso.
in Cape Town, is Cape Town. That's it.
Cape Town.
Yeah.
So I went to meet Pitso for lunch at Cornell Hawk with my then-time girlfriend Adelaide. That was our first meeting. First words he said to me. He said to me, "Why did you leave? Why did you leave him to go? Because that was the goal." I was like, okay. But anyways, that's how, and then they offered me like a 3-year contract. So I signed for SuperSport, and I was still playing for Hellenic. So then the last game was Hellenic versus SuperSport. So I was a SuperSport player, playing for Hellenic, playing against SuperSport.
Nobody knew but you.
Yeah, only we knew.
So Coach Pitso, when you sat with him there with your wife and girlfriend there
at the time,
he gave you the numbers already. Like, I want you in the team. This is what we're gonna give you. You had no agents. You had no agent or anything.
Nothing. Just a straightforward. Goes around the table.
It was crazy, bro.
Because
Pitso, I realized that he went door to door to every player that he wanted.
Yeah, that's what made him probably the best coach that I've worked under.
Let me tell you something. You know that he came to my house as well.
Is it?
Yeah, 98, 98, 99. I think that's when I started playing for Vets.
Yeah.
Came, he saw my dad. Yeah, and then also I should have gone to SuperSport as well. So I'm just telling you because I realized that's what he did.
Yeah, he did.
He knew what he was just building an empire from a young age.
Yeah.
He had a blueprint and he knew that, his blueprint needs this type of players.
Yes.
I was one of those, by the way, but I chose to stay at Vets. Vets didn't want to let me go.
Yeah.
Because I think I only started middle of the season as well.
Yeah.
But how is Pitso, bro, as a coach? I know a lot to you working with him. How was that guy?
Let's leave coach. As a dad, Pitso for me is like a father figure. He takes so what he does, he coaches the person, and then he coaches the game with the person, and then that person wants to give him the results of the game. That's I sum up Pitso.
Yeah.
I remembered in 2003, obviously moving from Cape Town, I had a Toyota Corolla 160 TL, white one,
Yeah.
Nice wheels, whatever. But I always wanted an RXi. So when I got to Joburg, got a little bit of money. 2003, 2004, I remembered I was standing at the at the robot and he was coming from the other side. And then he saw me. He just smiled. He said, "Oh, okay." Anyways, we went to train. I made a mistake. He says, yeah, it's because you got a new car now. And then he said to me, in front of everyone, he said, "And I hope that you also buying a house." I was like, "Oh, because you have to watch your game because you need DSTV to watch your game." And then I realized, oh, so this guy actually cares about us as players.
Yeah.
I used to have Christmas lunch at his house when he was still living there in St. Montio or there next to Southgate.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
by the mountains there. So he had a house there by the mountain.
Yeah, he was staying there, and then last year Christmas I was also invited to his house. Imagine
you guys still. That's what he does. With a lot of.
I'm still with him. I met him on Sunday at the Engine tournament, and he actually invited me to his office and said, "Come and visit." Every time when Pitso's at the football match and I see him, I don't watch football. I only speak to him.
Because I've realized there's a lot of guys that he coached at the World Cup.
Yeah.
A lot of guys the guys that he coached the club level, Sundowns and whatever, he sometimes hosts them for lunches and
Yeah,
like, you know, brides
he
and
does
whatever.
that.
And you hardly see things like that with a lot of other
Yeah.
coaches.
Yeah.
So what is it like? You know, is he still connecting you guys with other things, or he's still trying to find out, like, figure out what are you guys at?
Yeah, I
Like,
think
you know,
it's more of what are you guys doing now? Are you okay? That we will always ask, how's your wife? How's your kids? It's always about that. Before we talk about anything else, it's always like, how's your family doing? When you're coming to visit, you know, it's always about the family. And then now and again, and we go into a little bit of football, but it's more stuff that's not related to football.
Okay.
You know,
the difference between the Cape Town teams and the Joburg teams. Okay, let's say you were at Tshwane the whole time. What is the, like, you know, the culture shock for you, like just leaving Cape Town and now you're in Pretoria?
in Cape Town at the time it was Santos, it was Hellenic, and it was Cape Town Spurs.
Yeah.
That was in the
Yeah. Those are the three. Yeah, those are the three.
in the PSL.
In the PSL, yeah.
And then when you come this side, there was like 5 teams, 6 teams in Joburg.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden, the level has gone up. The guys that they train with is different. I remember my first training session in May 2003 when I got to the club. It was me and Daniel Matau that came from Hellenic.
What a player.
And we were doing, top striker. And we were doing 8 laps. So, you know, on the track, there's 8 laps. So you start on the outside and then you have to do 8.
Yeah.
And then 7 and then...
Yeah.
I remember Daniel came last. And I came second last.
Yeah, Baba.
And then I realized, the level has gone up. And I promised, that day I said I will never come last again. And I remembered 2 days later we did the same test and I came 5th out of about 30 guys.
Who was the first 4?
Hey, it was Pitso Mosimane. Yo.
No. Was it not fit?
Yeah, Baba. Yeah,
no. I mean, he comes from Cosmos, right?
Yeah, that man could
Cosmos.
run
Yeah, they used to run a lot at
the
Cosmos.
time.
Yeah. Who else? Who was number 2, 3?
But Rasulamani was there in the top.
Ooh, what a striker. May his soul rest in peace.
He was so good, yeah. He was so good. Richard Ranzi at the time.
Oh, yeah.
So, but I was there.
So are you saying, we always thought like you guys were like the fittest and like technique wise, I think like, you know, the Cape Townians, like, you guys were the better kickers of the ball.
Yes.
That's what I realized most of the time.
I want to sum it up for you.
Yeah.
Like, if I can sum it up, this is just my opinion.
Yeah.
Right. So I know that every team has that one white guy that's a defender that's good, it's headers and, you know, strong.
Yeah.
And then you have the black players, that's the dribblers and whatever.
Yeah.
And I always say that the colored players can do all 3. They can dribble, they can pass, they can header, they can do all those things. So, but I think the Cape Town lifestyle is a bit, it keeps us a bit back because it's very laid back. You can go to the beach, like now when you're done, you can go to the beach.
Yeah.
You know, here in Johannesburg, it was like, there's nowhere to go. So either you work and go home or you go walk in the mall. But here, I think the level has gone up when I got to Johannesburg, you know, to Pretoria. And the caliber of players that you were playing with, and not disrespect to the players in Cape Town, but here it was just, there was better players. You know, there was big name players as well. You know, it was crazy.
The best player you played with at SuperSport that you saw and you're like, this is one of my best teammates?
Kaka.
Yeah, Baba, you know how slow that guy was.
Doesn't matter. I never felt like I was competing with him. I always felt like we were great partners in the game. I wasn't like, we were just complimenting one another.
What is it about Pa? Was never quick, but he was never. You could never outrun him. Like, what is it? What is it like? A positioning?
Was good. His position was good. Interception. He could make that 40-meter pass that would end up in a goal. You know, just all around, he was well built as well. You know, he was strong, but he was a good guy that I could play with and have an understanding. With him. You know.
Still remember your first. A year later, you were at SuperSport. You win your first trophy with the team. Top 8, Kaizer Chiefs, bruh, in the final.
We scored 40 minutes. There was a penalty. Phil Evans scored. And we defended for 76 minutes.
They were coming at you.
At this one day was coming.
On the right hand side. Pa was seeing flames.
No. We were playing against Mbasuma. That one we were playing against Mbasuma. Tetima was playing on the left back. So Ate was coming. You know, Black Jesus was there.
Yo.
Top of the game. Oh, we were defending. Oh,
The
we were
black-
defending.
Yeah, Baba.
And also we had Wendell Robertson because Calvin Mullen got injured the game before, so we had Wendell in the goal.
Yeah.
Yo, that day. Hey, Baba,
So why did you change the why? Oh, TT was has signed with the team then.
Yeah,
from Vet.
Yeah, I played left back. I was centre back. Pa was centre back. Yeah, we were playing. Pa was right back, I think. Yeah. So hey, no, Phil Evans was right back. So we defended. We scored a penalty. We defended for like.
And you guys could do that a lot of times, right?
Yeah,
what was it about you guys? You guys knew you're like, okay, we know you're gonna come at us, but we're just gonna let you do that and absorb there. What was it? Was it something that you guys trained?
It was trained, yes. It was trained. And that's what I've taken into my life as well. That when on the back of good structure, you can do things because you know if the structure is in place. If you don't know, if you go wrong, you can come back to the structure. And I think Pitso was good in that, putting in the structure.
Yeah.
Made us to, like when I got there, I remember the training session, first training session, I kicked the ball because I was at the landing. He said, no. Yeah, the number 6 was coming, touch the ball first, touch the ball. But I didn't understand it because when the 6 comes
with somebody behind.
And he creates a hole. Yeah. And he says, when that 6 comes, you give him the ball, you can give it back to me. And when you look up, you will see the hole. You play the striker.
Then the 6 will come in.
Yes, you play the striker. So with Pitso, he really got me to play and think differently in the game.
The next year you win an Absa Cup. I mean, this is the biggest trophy. Like you try to be humble. You know, you try to be humble.
Against what?
Yeah, you know. And you get your first cap also for Bafana. Remember the first game that you had against Patrick Vieira?
Yeah, 2-1 left back.
This guy. So you could play center left. You could play left back as well, right and right.
Yeah.
How was that game, bro?
Oh, it was crazy. You know, we played with guys like Nassif Morris, Hans Funk, Arum Okwena, you know, Jaron Buckley, Stephen Pinar.
Yeah, but Buckley didn't play. Where was Buckley playing? Because you were playing left back.
He was playing left. Was he playing even in that game? But I know there was like big names.
Yeah.
It was big names in that.
Did you guys win that game?
We won 2-1. We won the game 2-1. That was my first cap. Second game against Ghana at FNB, old FNB, we lost 2-0. And then I went on to the Gold Cup in America. As captain.
Everybody.
As captain as
bro. Like, how was that, bro? Everybody.
It was crazy.
Like, it gave a lot of guys. So it was Stuart Baxter, right?
Yeah.
He gave a lot of guys a chance. Who was in your team then?
We were called the C team. I don't even remember the big players didn't want to come.
Yeah.
So we had 7 players from SuperSport that was in the starting lineup. You know, it was Calvin Mullen. 7. Russell Amani was there. Calvin Mullen was there. Nglela was there.
Yeah.
You know, and then there was 1 or 2. El Rio was there. There was a few players from other teams, but we were 7 players from SuperSport that started the game.
But what was it about Baxter working with him as well?
Structure.
Crazy about
structure.
that. Right?
I remembered when he came to SuperSport, I was standing on the outside. He was doing a training session, and then so it was a build-up, and then one of the players jumped over the ball, dragged it back. He stopped the training session, and then he made us understand. He said that when the ball is moving, other people are moving into positions that we are going to, and when you turn around, he says everyone is out of position. Yeah. It's like, oh, okay, structure. And that's what's nice. And I think that's why he succeeded at Kaizer Chiefs, because Chiefs at the time was very structured.
But do you think that's an English mentality of play?
Yeah.
They call it negative play. But you play with the Spaniards, you play with the South Americans.
Yeah.
If you go on the right, you see that, there's no space. You are allowed to come back.
Yeah.
So I can, on the flip side of it, Pitso, he wouldn't mind you coming back.
You would come back,
right?
Go the other way.
Do you know what I mean? So the
again.
philosophies are totally different. Like, he was like that. I remember, like, every time when you go forward, he wants you to go forward.
Yeah.
And if you are a player that were taught to relax, you would struggle playing against. But one of the best coaches I've ever worked with, tactically.
Yeah.
Every training session for me was different.
Yeah.
Every time he plays against, like, a certain team, the training will never be the same.
Yeah. I do remember that game. It was a cup final.
Yeah.
Where SuperSport played Pirates. I think it was in Polokwane. And the score was 6-0. I mean, 5-0 or 6-0.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I was at the cafe license at the time, so we had to watch the game.
Yeah.
And then I remember the comment one of the coaches made, said, no, SuperSport is just doing the same thing. It's like the same. It looks boring.
Yeah.
And I remember the one time that Pirates didn't sift. I remember Boxall went down. He headed the ball back. Poof, 1-0. Game was in the 5-0 or 6-0. And I said to them, because of Stuart, he brings the structure.
Yeah.
And that's why I think also we struggle as South African players when we sometimes play against teams that
structured.
That's structured because we're all over the place. And then here you're playing against a team that's structured.
Yeah.
Structured. You see now in the World Club when Sundowns was playing Dortmund.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, Sundowns is the team, but then what was the
all over the
score?
place. We made a mistake because we're all over the place.
You understand?
Wrong decision making. 20 Bafana caps.
19.
You're almost 20.
Almost 20.
Do you think you deserve better? I mean, after a guy that did so well for SuperSport, winning back-to-back championships.
I think I'm also. My last game for the national team was against the USA. We lost 1-0. I got a 4 out of 10. Probably the worst game I've played for the national team. I didn't know I was going to play the game. I was called on the Friday to the airport, Holiday Inn, the Green Holiday Inn.
Yeah.
I remembered I said with E2.
Yeah.
No one spoke to me. The next morning, I'm in the team. I'm starting as left back. I wasn't ready, and it's not an excuse.
Yeah,
because on the Wednesday night we played Pirates, I got a 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
And then my mind was, when the national team plays, you get off. So I was off. I was like, I'm gonna go and just chill. Got called, went in the national team, played left back. I got booed by 40,000 people. My wife was in the stands. She heard people talking about me. That was my last game. That was the Nelson Mandela game, I think. Yeah. We lost 1-0 against the USA. From there, the game was still on. A lot of people don't know this. The game was still on. I was asked to leave the bench because my flight is going to Durban. And I'm thinking, because the next game was Canada.
Okay,
I think it was the Saturday we played. And then the next game was on Wednesday against Canada in Durban. So I was like, oh no, your flight. I was like, but the game is still on.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking the game is still on.
Of course.
Because they didn't plan for me. They didn't plan that I was going to be part of that. And anyway, so I ended up going to Durban. And that was the last of my Bafana career.
Who was the coach there?
Is it Carlos?
I know. I understandably so. Let's talk about the captaincy, bro. Your journey was crazy. What happened? Who came up with the idea of you being the captain of the team at SuperSport? Did they even know what they were doing, bro? I mean, 10 years, 9 years later, you were just leading soldiers. What happened?
So we were playing Kaizer Chiefs at Ellis Park. And then Temba Nkuni broke his ankle.
Yeah.
But we won the game 1-0. Tando Ngomeni scored. We won 1-0. And then he was the captain at the time. Katano Temba was on his way out. And then the next game, Pitso called me. He said to me, you're going to lead the team. I was like, ooh, okay. But I think I was, God gave me, because when I was playing at the Linux, they also made me the captain.
Yeah.
And it was difficult because we were fighting for relegation 3 years in a row. Anyways, and then I got called, and then Pitso said to me, you're going to lead the team, you're the captain. And then, from there, it went on to the national team. Yeah. I became the captain. After my second game, third game, I became the captain. So I've always had leadership qualities in me, I think. And I think the earliest memory was when I was 3 years old. I took my cousin with me. I stole jam
at the shop.
You know the Yugo. Do you know Yugo? It's your time as well.
Hey, Baba,
it's black on the outside.
Yeah, I'm a 90s baby, bro. I was not born in the 70s.
It's black on the outside and it's got red jam inside.
I know that. I know that. Yeah,
I know it.
The strawberry.
Yes,
the strawberry jam. Yeah.
So I stole that. I told my cousin to come with me, and I went and I cut my finger. I still have the mark here. But that was my earliest memory of me being a leader.
Stealing something. Come on, bruh.
Yeah, but leading someone to do something, setting an example. But it was
Set an
negative.
example. Go to, we don't set examples of people going to steal stuff.
No,
in
I
the
was
shop.
just saying.
You get arrested. Don't be like Rico. You are not caught. If you were caught, imagine having like a criminal
at 3
thing at 3. No, let's talk about like SuperSport. I mean, at first it was Hellenic used to produce a lot of players.
Yeah.
Vets used to produce a lot of players. At one point it was Jomo who had like every player. I think most of the players came from him, and they went to Pirates. They went to Chiefs. They went to, you know what I mean? And then now Vets as well.
Yeah.
Now we see SuperSport.
Yeah.
A lot of SuperSport boys left SuperSport. They went to Sundowns.
Yeah.
The past few years, SuperSport, regardless of how often they lose important players, they did well. In your generations, as much as you lost a lot of important players, you won 3 titles in a row. What is it about that team?
Again, I remember when Kevin came, I played a little bit with Teko Motise.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if you remember, there was a fallout between the two of them. And then Teko left.
Yeah.
Teko went to Pirates, and he became a superstar.
Yeah.
But Coach Kevin wasn't scared of letting players go. Because obviously he had his own idea of players that he wanted to bring in. And also, when we won the league the first time, people were saying, oh no, because of Pitso's team, it's Pitso's players. And then what Coach did was he brought in his own players, the players that he wanted.
Yeah.
And I remembered for those 3 years we won the league. And in the 4th year, the club ended 7 because most of the players that has left and the other players that came in, they had to start again, with him.
Yeah.
And then I think that year, it was just a bit of a break.
Yeah.
And then the next year, I think it's 2012. No, it's 2012. Yeah. We won the Nedbank with Gavin against Sundowns at the London Stadium. And then Gavin also went on then to win 1 or 2 more trophies before he left. So, again, with him, it was just work. So we had names, but there was no one that was a big player in our team that would come and disrupt what he was doing, and that was good about him.
So it doesn't matter who you are. When you come there, we're all the same.
We're all the same.
But that means you made that team special. So like, was it the leadership most of the time on the field?
Yeah. So I knew that I wasn't the most talented guy amongst those players, but I also knew that I had something that could push me over them, and that was I was a hard worker and I was disciplined, and most of the times when I was having a bad game, the team was having a good game.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh, you thought you were having a bad...
I thought I was having a bad game.
Yeah, because I mean, you didn't concede a lot.
Yeah, because then the team was having a good game, so... because as a player, as an individual, you also feel like, oh, I could have done better. But then when you zone out and look at, oh no, but the team did well.
Yeah, exactly.
You were part of the team.
Sacrifice yourself for the team for the other players to do well.
Yeah.
I mean, the most successful captain in the country at that point, but doesn't get to make the 2010 World Cup squad. How come? And how did that make you feel for you not making the team?
I think also that was also the time when I had 1 or 2 injuries. I tore my ligaments in my ankle. So realistically, I think I was also left out because I wasn't as active on the field of play. I didn't think I would make the team anyways because I could see how things was going.
Yeah.
Like I said, my last game was that one in the USA game.
Yeah.
So I knew I wasn't gonna make the team. I was more disappointed that we didn't qualify for the 2006 World Cup because then I was gonna be part of that team because that's a team that Stuart was coaching, and I remembered we lost. It's either against Uganda or Burkina Faso. We lost 3-1. And I played half of that game. If we won that game, we would have qualified for the World Cup.
Yeah.
2010 was out of my reach, but I think 2006 I was a bit disappointed because you wanted to play at that level. Missed out on the World Cup. Obviously, managed to get to watch 1 or 2 games. I went to go watch Ghana versus Germany at FNB. It was quite nice. I've made peace at that time with my career. I was there 9 years as a player. I had an option year in my contract, which was going to make it 10 years.
Yes.
I was going to be one of the players that's the longest serving as a player for 10 years.
Yeah.
And then I remembered I was called into the office here by DSTV. And then I was told that, look, we know you've got 1 year option, but we're not taking the option because the coach don't want you, or they said they bring other players. And I was like, yeah, but if you give me the 1 more year, I'll make 10 years. It will be then a benefit year. You know, you're thinking about those things.
That favor, yeah, just a few more months, guys.
For 9 years, I haven't done anything wrong
to
the club. I was never in the papers for nothing, you know, so...
You served them,
yes.
Yeah, them well.
Yes, and then what happened was, they said no, because I said to them, look, that money that's in the contract, you can take half of that.
That's what
I just want the 10 years. I want 10 years as a player.
You were willing to sacrifice yourself.
I was willing to sacrifice and then they said no.
What is the answer?
They said no, you need to retire.
Yes.
But don't worry, we'll give you a 3-year contract, to work in the club.
Okay.
And then obviously I retired. Then I started working at DSTV in the office.
You said in DSTVs?
Yeah, I was working for the club. The club's office was there. And then I worked there for 6 months with no contract. I just worked, I got paid, but I just worked. And then when they eventually gave me the contract, it was a 1-year contract, like that started 6 months ago. And I was like, but at the time, what was good for me was that I really just trusted God for breakthrough for me in that space.
Yes.
And then obviously that's the time when Stan Matthews went to... remember he went for a small stint, he went to the PSL?
Yes. I remember. What was it? It was a...
I don't know what
CEO,
it was.
What was it? CEO or something?
Something like that.
Yeah.
But then when he came back, and then he tried to fix it, and he gave me then a 3-year contract, So obviously I wanted to work at the academy.
Yeah.
Kaitano Tembo got promoted to the first team, and then there was a gap because he was coaching under 19. And in December 2012, I started coaching at the academy.
How was I know, there's a lot of youngs that, and we're talking about it, off air, and you said you don't like how the team kind of treated you then. I know Aubrey Mudiba, you work with him as well.
Yeah.
And a lot of youngsters also that you kind of you were with Kopo there, right?
Yeah,
Kopo Kwanelo was there as well.
Yeah.
But you were saying that when you were there, then the treatment that you got when you were with the team, you didn't feel like you were appreciated more.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
So look, obviously when I retired, so what happened was I then started coaching. Coach Kevin left, and I think they brought Kevin Johnson.
Yeah.
Kevin Johnson is a youth coach. He was always in the youth structures. He was at School of Excellence, all those things. So then what happened was he used to invite us as coaches after the academy to the first team training. And then and then when I got there the one morning, it was 11-11 written on the board, but my name was on there as well as a centre back because they had one player that was sick, so then they slotted me in. So this was 6 months later after I retired. And then I played that game, and I remember we played at Atteriswell. It was just 11-11. And then after the game, the players was coming to me. Kevin came to me, he says, don't you want to play another 6 months?
Season, yeah.
I said to him, Coach, I said, if you know how my career ended, I said, I'm not going to put myself through that again because, and I said to him, thank you, but no thanks. I'm not gonna take myself to that. So for that whole year, JD, I was actually angry at, I don't want to say at the game, but more people in the game, because I would sit and I would watch the games, and the people they brought to play there, I was like, I could have done, not to be high-minded, I was like, I could have done
better
than that for less money, whatever,
Yeah.
And
you just only wanted 12 more months just to get to that 10.
Yes. Let me tell you as well, I was on 222 games. Tico Lawrence was on 225. So if I played 3 more games, at the time I was going to have the club record for the most number of games played.
And the club knows that. Why wouldn't you want your legend to do that?
They knew it, and somehow I was kept on the bench and in the stands.
You played with Chico Lawrence, bro?
No, that was before me. No. That was before me. He held the record before I came. So even in that moment, I only had to play 3 more games. I would had club hours, and I think the thing that killed me, that really killed me, that Glenn Salmon came, as a striker, and we went to go play against Amazulu, and he was played as a centre back while I was on the bench, and he was playing, and for me, that was I felt like that was it for me, you know. That killed me, that made me to hate
football. Yeah.
to hate football.
Why do you think it happens so much to a lot of guys that have given so much into the game? Most legends, because it happened to me.
Yeah.
There's a lot before it happened to you.
Yeah.
What is it about, like, you know, South Africa? Like, you know, just what do you think? Like, since you were a coach, you've been out there.
Yeah.
Or maybe something that you probably thought about while you
Yeah.
were retired. Why do you think it happens to us most of the time?
I don't know. I think because we don't speak out, and we there to really work. You know, football, when you have a family, it becomes work. You're working. You don't want to be late. I can't count on my hands how many times I was late. You know, I was always ready to play, even when I was injured. I wasn't one of those that took longer than what I was supposed to. I don't know. I think because we're so loyal to the game and to the people that's in the game, I realized that I should have been more loyal towards myself. You know, I should have been more loyal towards myself and towards my family, because when I retired, I think I could have done a little bit better. You know, Chiefs wanted me. I know that because Ernst was in Germany when we did the interview. Sundowns wanted me. Pirates wanted. There's clubs that wanted me, you know, but I wasn't told about it.
No ways.
And yeah, and I think, like, looking back, I'm always thinking, I wonder if I was good enough to play for those teams. Also, when guys like Jimmy Tau and, you know, Lucky, with Pirates, Jimmy,
like
team, you know, that was I don't say the level, but those are the captains of the teams, and I was the captain of my team. But I felt like I wasn't treated like those guys were treated, maybe because
you played for a so-called small team.
Yeah, but still, you know, I think we were competing against each other.
But be honest, do you think you were better than them?
And I don't want to say that I'm better than them.
I mean, you won 3 championships in the... No, bro, come on. That SuperSport team, you guys were killing everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, you had to believe in yourself and believe that you're better than everybody else. Yeah. Hence, you won those leagues. And with no disrespect to, like, Sundowns, Chiefs or whatever. Yeah. You were better than them. That's why you were, like, you know, champions for 3 seasons in a row.
Yeah. It was difficult, though, you know.
Yeah.
Because you didn't want to disappoint the club. You didn't want to disappoint the people of the club. But in the same time, I was disappointed as a player. But I kept going. Yeah, and I've learned that, you know, if
you're thinking about them, you're thinking about the team, and like, it's for the team, yeah, you know, I'm fighting for the team, I'm dying for the team. They sitting in the office and like, whatever.
Yeah.
But and what does that do to you as a player? What does that do? Now when you're older and you realize, you're like, damn, like, you know, I was nothing actually to that team.
Yeah, actually, it's not that I was nothing to the team. I just think that because some of us, we don't speak out. We go there to do our work. We go there to let others be better. I've played with guys that was 10 times better than me. But then there was guys that only played for 2 or 3 years. And we stuck it out, you know. You're out of the team, you get back into the team, you work yourself into the team. You know, we were hard workers, you know. At 34, even though I was injured that last year, I was super fit, and I actually overworked myself to the point where I tore muscles in my body and I couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm obviously playing for 14 years. So I was one of the oldest guys in the team. There's guys that's still playing today that played with me in that SuperSport team. You know, so, but I'm not where I am now, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm not angry at anyone anymore.
SuperSport winning all, I mean, it's like 9 cup competitions, right?
Yeah.
And then obviously, arguably one of the best, like, you know, teams in that, at that time, in your generation.
Yeah.
How do you feel now seeing SuperSport selling their rights to Bloemfontein? That's another giant that obviously, like, they lost their rights because they sold it to somebody else.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this? I know you were You spoke about this thing on Facebook. you are out there. At least like for once you opened up about what you don't like. Are you happy about what just happened, bro?
I think I think you can also, maybe you can testify that. Do we speak about what? No. Sorry,
99 years of history.
Yeah. The stadium got sold, and then a year later, it got sold again.
Sold again. The guy that bought he didn't realize what type of history he's got on him.
Yeah, and look, it would be very unfair of us to say that we think they should have done this and that if it's a business decision behind the scenes, because we're not there.
Yeah.
So we don't know. For me, it wasn't as difficult as I was thinking about the academy. I want to be honest with you. I wasn't thinking about the club. I was thinking about the academy.
The young ones.
Because that's where I worked for 6 years. And also, if you look at, I think you've mentioned it earlier, if you look at the teams across the country, there's a SuperSport player that came out from there.
Sundowns, Mudiba, you've got like, who's this boy that plays in the middle now?
Mukwena. Obviously they came from Harmony, but they came to do SuperSport, as well towards the end of their development. And Kanisa Mayo now that's in Algeria, top striker, it comes from there, So I honestly, I feel for the academy. I didn't feel for the club, because if it's a business decision that you're making, that's it, We don't know. I don't know. I've seen they sold players throughout this time. Sandri was sold to Belgium, and players have sold to the Sundowns, and there's lots of things now happening. And then the next thing, you get called for Gavin's 1,000 game. We are all there. We're sitting there.
While they know, the management know that we're selling the club.
The next thing, and now thinking back, Kaizen was there that night. He was there in the stands.
Minister.
I went to greet him.
Minister,
the next thing now,
come to think about it, he's part of this Bloemfontein setup as well.
His son.
So this thing was just written.
So I don't know, but for me, I'm happy that the academy is staying in place. The DDC team is staying in place.
How is that going to work?
So it's still going to be run by I think it's Stan Matthews. This is what I've heard. Because I think he's still involved in the club, so the academy will stay
as SuperSport or as something else.
No, as the new name.
This buying. Okay, let's talk about this the status thing. We see a lot of in the EPL we see menu. This might be like different owners. Yeah. But EPL stays as it is. Manchester stays as it is. Chelsea sells whatever. The previous owner that when Drogba and them were there. Yeah. He leaves, but it stays as it is. Do you think maybe we gotta keep it like that as well? The PSL has to come up with something like that and be like, we're not changing this. If you're buying a club, buy the club the way it is.
Yeah, and leave it.
Leave it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, leave it there but I also think that in those places in the EPL, you have Man United supporters that support Man United. They don't support Everton. No, I played for SuperSport for a very long time. Yeah, I can tell you now, I've always been a Chiefs supporter. I've always loved.
Yeah, I understand. It's crazy how it is now.
I've always loved Chiefs. I've been a Chiefs supporter, and a lot of people don't know that. And then when I say it, it's like, oh, but you played for SuperSport. Yeah, but
that's where you got the offer.
That's work.
That's right. Yeah.
But when I go and I look and I see and I love the glamour. I love how structured they are. It's like, this is like a nice black and yellow, nice. And I'm a supporter of Chiefs. I love going to watch games in the academy where Chiefs are playing.
Till today.
Yeah, I was there on Sunday at the Ensign when they played Panorama.
They were beating, bro.
They were beating. No, but Panorama they had a plan. They played well.
Let's talk about that development. I know Panorama's they obviously Vets has been closed. Now SuperSport has been closed. Yeah. Panorama it's like the go-to club now for a lot of parents, for the youngies. You can't be surprised that they're winning now. They're doing well.
No, but they've got they're one of the biggest amateur clubs actually in Johannesburg.
At this point, yes.
Yeah, and for me, if I look at on Sunday, when they were celebrating, I saw Matthew Put there, and his son was there. His son is playing for Panorama. You know, you would think that his son would play for Sundowns or teams that he played for. No, his son is playing for Panorama, you know, because there's structure in those things. So the nice thing about these amateur teams, and I think the GDL has done a tremendous job in having those competitions where Panorama can play against Chiefs, but juniors can play against, you know, Pirates and not Pirates,
Randbeck and whatever.
Sundowns, and Randbeck FC can play. Randbeck as well. They've also done well, you know. So it just closes that gap between amateur clubs and professional academies.
Let me tell you something. Would you take your son to go play for Pirates as a 16-year-old?
Yes.
Why is it so?
Because they're structured. I think they're a big name.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want to play for Pirates?
Good.
You know. Also, you can't overlook what has been happening at Pirates with the relay, with the youngsters that's coming through.
Good.
You know. So I would send my son there.
How long is he gonna stay there for? If he doesn't break, let's say he doesn't break into the first team by 19.
Yeah.
What's gonna happen to him?
Look, for me, what I would say to him, as my son, I would say to him, dude, if you get to play DDC, for example, right, and you're on TV, make sure that someone else sees you. Because if you're not gonna break through, someone else must remember, oh, that boy Ricardo Katza, or the Pirates didn't take him.
Yeah.
Maybe someone else will pick him up. Because I've learned that in my career, and I think that's how what I didn't tell you when I played for Hellenic, because I knew we were fighting with relegation. I made up my mind. I said, I'm going to play in such a way someone can see me. And Pitso and Stan, you saw me when I played against Santos. And I said to him, play, train, do whatever you do, so someone can see you, so they can remember you. So that when you're not there anymore, and you can still play, someone should be asking you. And that's the coaching philosophy also I have with coaching kids. So like, every game you play
it as if it's your last.
Yeah, and someone else will see you.
Bruh, like, you know, kept you here for 3 hours. Thanks
good.
for coming through. I know, like, you know, I gave you a shout, like, last minute. But, you know, thanks for honoring our invite. You know what I mean? Like, keep on doing, like, what you're doing, working with the young ones. You know what I mean? Great man. For me, you're a legend.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? I know, like, you know, a lot of fighters. Defo Mashamaite, you. The Nongo Marshes. You know, there's this guy now who plays for Pirates, who comes from Amazulu. What is it? The center midfielder. What's his name?
You're on the spot now.
Yeah. So the hard workers never get the recognition.
Yeah.
And for me, I was a hard worker.
Yeah.
You know, like you said, there was a lot of skillful players that played before me, but I recognized hard work. I recognized, like, you know, genuineship. You know what I mean? And for me, like, you know, this game, you've contributed. You know what I mean? You can stay at home, and, like, you know, even if people don't talk about you, know that you've contributed for PSL to where it is today. Yeah. You know, thanks for coming through and sharing your stories with us, and keep on being the person that you are. And you at home, you know, thanks for supporting us. You know, it's been really great. We're back for the number 4th season, guys. It wouldn't have been possible if it wasn't for you guys. You know, you can find us on YouTube, on Spotify. You can also find us on mtnfc.co.za, where you can win yourself some few prizes. And as you know, that MTN 8 is coming back, bruh. We're going to be winning, like, you know, a lot of prizes because of that. In the next 2 weeks, MTN 8 is starting again. Who are you going to go for? Who's going to win the MTN 8 this time around, bruh? I'll put your head on the block.
I say no comment.
Come on, bro. You gotta pick one.
Obviously, everyone wants to beat Sundowns. I think Sundowns, again, what we've seen at the World Cup, it's difficult. It's going to be difficult. They're beaten. You can beat them. But I think Sundowns.
He said Sundowns. I don't know, bro. Like, you know, that's the most beautiful part about football. You never know who's going to win it. And also, MTN 8 is wafa wafa. Winner takes all. And, like, you know, keep on supporting us. Thanks for the support. You know, this show wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for MTN FC. Shout out to MTN FC for making it happen. We out. Bye-bye.